Hello everyone, welcome back to this. It's been a little over 2 months, so I guess I should make a little update on what has changed. What have I been doing for the past 2 months? Well, for most of it, I didn't do anything at all because I was depressed and sad and looking for jobs. I now have a job that I start in 2 weeks, so that's over, and I'm feeling a little less depressed and sad, so that's nice. I've been a little productive again. For most of the 2 months, I played through Outer Wilds, which was really cool, but then I wanted more uh, space game, so I tried No Man's Sky finally, and it was alright. It was better than I expected, but still, like, got really grindy and pointless at the end, as I expected it would, so I don't even know if I beat it. I just got all of the things and then got bored. And then I played through the remake of, or the HD version of Diablo 2. That's been about it. I haven't done much else. But I got back on this, and um, the good news is that it's almost done in terms of functionality. I know it still looks like a big pile of hot ass, and that's because I don't know how to do that, but more on that later. What has actually changed? The wheel and the forge are basically what I would call feature complete in terms of functionality. Everything I wanted to put into them, I have, and so they just work now. And I haven't made any updates to them at all, really, since you last saw, except for one font, which you may already see on the screen. But nonetheless, I've been working on the site portion since I got that done. So the site has gone through some major changes. First of all, you'll notice there's now a game list. We'll get to that in a minute. The mascots is still the same. Still the same trash. Purple's still been absolutely killing it. He's already made 4 pages himself. He's matched me in the number of things he's made now. But the main thing is that the game, or the site itself, now functions. I updated the quest list to be pretty, sort of. I mean, it still looks pretty bland, but it's not just words anymore. We now get a beautiful progress bar with 3 different colors based on how finished the game is. This one is played, this one is complete, and this, or beaten, and this one is complete. You can choose whichever one of those you want for whatever. It's your quest. You decide whether you think it's complete or not. I'm gonna go ahead and favorite this so we can spin a game, because there's something new with spinning the games. Like I said, the wheel is still pretty much the same. Nothing new happening here. However, I had already shown off before that it now actually... God, every time with the request, I swear to God. I have already shown in the past that when you spin a game, it now marks it on the quests page, and that's still the case, so that quest is now 100% done. However, new addition... once you've spun a game legitimately, this screen can now be clicked and it goes to the game page. Mega Man is unplayed there because it's the only game I've added information for to show this off. Now there's the individual game page here. Give me a second, I'm going to turn off the wheel because it's making noise. Alright, so as I was saying, now the individual game page exists in all of its beautiful functionality. You've got the name, the platform, the region, the date it was released. You can mark how played it is over here, so if you're like, alright, I've completed this game, you can smack that. And just for why that's important, as you can see here, we have 100% progress and a certain amount of each game, but if I was to mark that game as complete, which I have now done, when I refresh the page, there it goes. You see the bars moved because it was moved from the unplayed section to the complete section. Or that complete section, rather, but whatever. Nonetheless, that all works now. And back over here, that's what I did. I just, you just click one of these and it stays there. In a similar fashion, there's now this beautiful rating thing, so when you rate a game, it will reflect the average rating of everyone who has rated it, and since I'm the only one that has rated it in my tests so far, it's just mine. But it does actually average them out to the closest star. So that's working. There's a quests section. You won't see this unless you're like me or a moderator, which is just me at the moment. But you can actually remove games from quests or add them to different quests. So even though the N64 is just like all the N64 games, I could add it there and have it all the N64 games plus Mega Man if I really wanted to. This allows me to make like custom quests like the Mega Man one and just add whatever games I want to them. So that's pretty cool. Also, you can now associate any mascot you have made to any game, but only one. It gets one game you can associate it to, and so anybody, if like a bunch of people made a Mega Man mascots, they'd show up here. I imagine it's going to stay just one per game for the most part. I've already associated all of my games, or all of my mascots, to all of the games that exist so far, except for Brex and Robot Unicorn, because they're not here yet, but nonetheless. This is just an edit button, you won't see that, but it lets me go in and like actually edit the information of the game and stuff. I can now do this to every game. I've added some like basic BB code stuff, so you can like make things bold or italics, and then it'll show up bold here. Haven't really done anything with that though. I haven't entered any information for any game so far except for this one. I also added a drop zone so you can actually add screenshots, which is a cool thing right up here. Each game will have its own little section of screenshots if they're added. You can like browse through them. I just used Light Slider. I didn't make that myself. But it works really well. And of course down here we have the activity feed. This is all just testing stuff. As you can see, me marking it complete or beaten just now gets updated. Another important thing about that though is if you mark it unplayed, even if it's on a quest you're not favorite, like you saw on the quest page, I favorited the mascot, or the Mega Man quest. If you mark a game unplayed, even if it's not in a quest you have favorited, it will be in your spin list. If it's in inactive, it won't be, unless you have favorited a quest it's in. It goes both ways. If you have favorited a quest in the games there, regardless of whether it's inactive or unplayed, it will be spinnable. If you have not favorited a quest and you mark a game as unplayed instead of inactive, you can still spin it anyway. That lets you, if you want to not just like embark on one of the crazy giant quests over here, if you want to just like mark 5 games, you can just spin those. Yeah, that's just how that works. Or you can just favorite whatever quests exist. Game list! It's really bad, but it's here. All the games now can be like looked through just by name, or you can search by like Mario and see all the Mario games that exist. You can sort ascending or descending by any of these things, so if you wanted to see all the N64 games first, which are here now by the way, you can do that. And it works nice, even if it is ugly. One problem, I don't know how to fix this yet. ChatGPT hasn't helped me with it correctly. You can't search for Mario 3. It's not going to show anything. You'd have to search for Mario Brothers 3, because the way my search works right now is it will see a part of something, but it won't see like multiple parts, if that makes sense. Like Mario shows everything Mario, Super Mario shows everything Super Mario, but you couldn't find Mario 64 by looking up Super 64. That ain't gonna work, even if I type it correctly. You could do it by Super Mario, you could do it by Mario 64, you could do it by Mario 6, because it's a part of it, but not like individual parts. I don't know how to fix that. I know a way that you're supposed to fix that, but it's not working. I haven't gotten it working. Someday I will. But nonetheless, we now have a little search bar, and you can like search games, and you can click into them and get to that page that shows the game stuff. But I haven't added any information for anything except for Mega Man. That's the one. It's the one single thing that I have added. And it will show like the preview images here. That's kind of fucky. I'm gonna look into that. That says renamed, by the way, because I am using the United States translated version instead of the Japanese version. I want to add the Japanese renamed ones into the description instead, and I haven't gotten around to that. But now, with all of this, the site is 90% functional. You can browse the games, you can go into one, you can mark it as unplayed or complete or whatever, even if you don't spin. If you mark it as unplayed, you can go into the wheel and it'll show up in the spin. Since I'm done with all the Mega Man games, that should be the only game on here, whatever the hell I just clicked on and played on. Like I said, it'll show up over here. even if you don't have a quest favoriting. Wow, now I've spun heavy unit. I can click on that, and it'll say I just spun it right just now. I need to make that human readable. Everything's working great. Aside from all of that, there is one more thing that I have changed that is very minor at this time. Other than the fact that this font looks fancy right now. You may have noticed that it changes colors, because it's just doing that programmatically at the moment, like dynamically. I did that last night, just checking it, because I'd like this site to have a bunch of themes, and Mario would be a good one, so I want to do that, but I don't know how. If you click it, though, it goes to the main page, which now exists. I can make like updates and news and stuff and have those show up here, as well as an activity feed of everything that's happening from anyone. So those are the only things that are on the main page right now, and it shows off just how very basic my styling is. And that's where I'm at an impasse, because there are a few more features I need to add. Like, it would be nice to be able to search the mascots list over here. It would be nice to have a settings page in the profile, or your own activity feed. So I do need to add a few things. But I'm at a point where I don't have a lot more I can add without making the site pretty first, so that I can make sure it all looks nice. And that's where I'm stuck. Because I know how to program the backend. I know how CSS works. I have the entire idea of how I could swap CSS stylings between different themes. What I can't do is make it look good. I'm not a freaking artist. I don't know how to make things look good. I know how to make things functional, but you can tell my styling capabilities are at a bare minimum. Half of this styling came from an example. If I don't have something to steal from, I don't know how to do it. And unfortunately, like, I'd like an NES style, an SNES style, like maybe every console style, a Mario style, a Zelda style, to make it have that aesthetic of Mario, Zelda, or NES. And while I can find colors that will match that style, and I could do that, making the theme feel like it belongs in the world of NES is beyond the scope of my capabilities. I do not know how to make things look good. I am not an artist. I'm definitely not a UI designer. So this has just been an update of what I have done, which is almost everything functional. Like, there are, like I said, still some more features that are missing, like being able to make posts without going into the PHPMyAdmin and adding them directly to the database. I need to add that here for mods and shit, but and also, like, on the game list, I want to have a way to just like check multiple games and then add them to a quest. I need to add that. But things like that, I can do. What I can't do is make it look good. And that's where I'm at a little bit of an impasse, because I don't know exactly where to go from here in terms of making it look good. All I can tell you is that it is technically, at the bare minimum level, feature complete and functional for what I wanted it to do. I could, right now, go over into the quests, like, over here, just smack this on, and be good to go throughout the entirety of the N64 games if I wanted to spin them on this site, and it would show them like my progress on them here correctly. So I'm still in the testing phase. It's not really ready to just open up to anybody that wants to use it, and there's still a bunch I got to do on it, but we're getting there in terms of functionality. My job that I start in 2 weeks is going to slow this down tremendously. But all I really need to do to make this usable by humans is UI. I need to make the UI better, and that's the one thing I don't know how to do, at least in any sensible way. Like, this right here shows you my way of doing UI. It's ugly as hell. Functional, fits in a nice rectangle. Not very pretty, not very user-friendly. Well, for the most part. I mean, I'm kind of proud of that. I like that. I like that I can just like hit these two things. I got to do that on the approve page, but I can hit these two things and unapprove a mascot or favorite a mascot. I like that. This works great for me. I want to keep it in this kind of same structure, even though it needs to be better. But I don't know how to make the structure look good. I could make the colors better. I could make the formatting slightly better, but at this point, I'm not really sure how to make it, like, you know, feel like an NES. Like, maybe have like gray strips going down the side over here for NES, or those those yellow dots that went down the right side of SNES cartridges with like the gray lines at the bottom here, some like diagonal fucking hot pink and purple shit. But I don't know how to like design that, I guess I should say. So if anyone that is a good designer wants to like fucking jump in and kind of just replicate what I'm doing here in CodePen and toss an example my way so that I can rip it off, please show me how I can make this pretty, because that's one of the major things that's missing is the themes. Once the themes are here and they like even just one and it looks good, I can use that as a baseline for adding any further features I don't have in there, like the mascot search bar, which is just going to be the same as this. Once this one looks good, I can just pop it over here. It'll be fine. But once the base theme, the first base theme exists for me to base everything off of, then things will start getting rolling a little bit better. Maybe I can open it up to a few more people and start like getting this shit off the ground so people can use it if they want to. But that's my update so far as to what's been going on. The site's like 90% functional. For the base idea of it, it's 100% functional. It just needs, you know, user friendliness and UI to make it really shine. And that might take me a while if I'm trying to figure it out on my own. So we'll see where it goes from here, especially with me working soon. We'll see. But I just wanted you all to know, if anybody that's interested in this, it's gotten close to functionality. It's getting there.